We should be live. We should be live on both. Live. Okay. Yesterday we worked on making a game. This is all we got. It's not much, but keep in mind that, let me show you. Keep in mind that I've been learning from a few days. Yeah, like yesterday's stream was day 11. Like I've been documenting everything, learning OpenGL. Yesterday's stream should be day 11 and now it's day 12. I've documented everything, and with the little knowledge I have, following one of the best resources out there, I'll show you the resource. OpenGL. Hello Triangle. Following this is the best resource on OpenGL. I didn't even finish the getting started. I'm on coordinate systems, and with the small knowledge I have, I challenge myself to make the breakout game, and this is how far off we got. We just have these blocks. Let's they even have here for a tutorial for making this same game, breakout game. Here is the original game, and here is what the tutorial covers. I haven't looked at the tutorial. I've just picked here and there, and I've noticed that it's out of my skills. Like they cover making a class game, they abstract a lot of things there. They've made it very high quality, and I wanted, before I went through this tutorial, I wanted to try and make the same game myself to see how far I can get, because I feel like this is the fastest way to learn anything, by learning the basics and just playing around. Okay, let's open also the chat. Let's start the server. npm run start. I'm trying to start the horizontal chat below, just so I don't miss any messages. Yeah, here it is. YouTube stream started. Okay. How's the stream? Okay. Yeah, let me. YouTube wants me to give it more bitrate. How much is the Yeah, it wants me to give it more bitrate. This should be enough. Okay, let's finish this game today. My goal is to add the... Yeah, let me test the chats. Test. My goal is to add the these levels. My goal is to add... We've added the blocks. My goal is to add the paddle and the ball and to have collision. If we have that, we will move on to polishing. We'll move on to polishing. And we have about 4, maximum 5 hours to do this. And this game, what we have right now is is written in plain English. What we have right now is written in plain English. We have our main code here. This is the code for the game. We have the main class, the main function. We have a class for creating each block. And I've abstracted the creation of the blocks. We have a class for the shader. We have a shader class, and all of this is in plain English, which gets compiled. I've made a personal compiler for this. It compiles it to, for example, C++ by following these rules on the right. Like here, for example, if I what do we have here? Set variable name to value, and we say the name of the variable equals the value. And that's all you need to know. So so let's start the game again and let's check it out. So now we need here we need the paddle. So we can just, yeah, this is just one image, save it. And where is the project located at? Open containing folder, where was it? Yeah, here in resources. I'll save it there. Okay, we have the paddle. We have the paddle. Now, let's okay, so this time it's a bit different than yesterday. It will be a bit harder because we just rendered here rectangles with just a color. The paddle has a texture. That's a bit more difficult to implement. Yeah, we will need to load the texture. What else? We need the ball. For the ball, they use, what do they use? Collisions, ball. For the ball, yeah, this is it. This is what we want to make. Yeah, this is what we'll make. Quite simple game, but in OpenGL from scratch, it will be quite difficult. For the ball, I'm wondering what should be the mesh. Should it be a rectangle again? Because I don't know if there is a circle primitive. Real primitives. I know that they are triangles, but are there circles? Triangle? Yeah, triangle primitive. I know about that. No, I don't think they have circles. So most likely the ball will just be one rectangle with a PNG texture on it, and hopefully it will have transparency, like it will be just a ball, not some weird rectangle. So let's do it. Let's make this game. So now let's just add the paddle, player paddle, and let's make it so we can move it around left and right. That's our current goal. Okay, let's go into our main function. Here we initialize all the blocks on each level, 8 levels, and we render them. Where's the rendering? Yeah, this is our while true loop, and here we just have a for loop that for every block says render it. I've abstracted it away. Now we need the paddle, and I need my main view. So now I'm going to look at how I did textures before. So let's increase this size, and so here is where we start the main function. We initialize glf double, create the window. This is standard. This is what we covered yesterday. Create shader program. Yeah, image loading. We need this. We need image loading. We need image loading, and we need to load. Yeah, the image loader. We already have it. And we need to generate the texture. We need to generate texture object. Layer paddle. Maybe I should increase the font size. And yank this. So we bind the texture, generate texture object, bind the texture object, set filter. Yeah, we set a filter that doesn't make it blurry when stretched, and we load an image. What was the image called? I think it was paddle PNG. Yeah, paddle PNG. Let's just copy it so we don't make mistake copying it. If image couldn't load, print error message, load image to data to texture object, and free image memory. Yeah, that's it. What else? Create element, tell OpenGL how to form a rectangle. Yeah, we did this. Unbind view, activate share program. Okay, we need also to set the uniform. We'll go over uniforms. We went through them yesterday, but I'll mention them once more when we manage to load the texture and rectangles. We also need to load, let me stand up for a bit. We also need to load the two triangles for the paddle. We need the two triangles for the paddle. We need to render them and generate the texture on it. And that's about it. Yeah, stream should be fine. Little bit of drop frames, but it's not that critical. Both streams are live. Yeah, let's do it. Now, Okay, so we've generated the texture. We've set the uniform. Let me open the shaders actually to see what those uniforms were. Fragment shader. Yeah, this texture one uniform. No. Was it that? Uniform. Yeah, it's that. It's that uniform. Yeah, that's the uniform. But here we have a bit of a problem. We have a bit of a problem because our blocks use the fragment shader. Just they just render colors. They don't have textures. But the paddle needs texture, and the fragment shader, I'm not sure how to do both. Like I know how to render textures, but how to render, I think now this is a bit of an issue. One idea that I have is to just use two different shaders. One idea is to use different shaders, but that will be quite I'm not sure if it will complicate things if I add another shader. My idea is right now, because our shader can only render colors. If we set it to render textures, now it will not be able to render colors. One idea I have is to just render textures, and for the blocks to have them use a texture instead of just colors, to make the texture inside. Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll use textures. Right, before moving on, we told, yeah, let's test it out. Translate code. This. Hope the stream quality is good. There's one warning. YouTube wants me to use double the bitrate, the usual bitrate, but my internet can't handle it. If the stream is bad or the vote later on is bad, let me know in the comments. So let's test it out. Okay, build failed. Where's the error? Shader program use. Oh, we haven't still made too early on. Let's activate the shader here and let's start it. Okay, it loads. Now we will change from colors to textures for the blocks. So I think here we can do like texture. I think it was texture. And then texture 1. Let me check. Can I do this? Fragment shader. Yeah. Also, I need coordinates as well. Yeah, texture coordinates. So how we load the texture is texture, then the texture itself and coordinates. This function will let the fragment shader get the color at that particular coordinate for the texture we've set. That's my understanding. And let's go back to the main. Yeah. Now it uses a texture. Now it uses a texture, not a color. But we have to create the texture for the blocks. We have to create the texture for the blocks. Let's just play around and see what will happen now when we remove the colors. This is what it loaded. Is this some kind of a default texture? Okay, let's create the textures. I was thinking, why don't I use a sprite to make it pixel art? Why don't I make it pixel art? Why don't we make the game pixel art game? Where's the guide? Yeah, so this is what we have. What's actually the resolution we use? I want it to be close as possible to the original, and maybe some other time we can make it as pixel art. Maybe some other time we can make it as pixel art. Where's the paddle? And what is the paddle resolution? Properties. So about 500 to 100. And we can make it let me check the power of two numbers, because I think 512 and 128 are powers of 2, and I'm not sure if it's it's mandatory, but I think having texture resolutions of power of 2 is better. Yeah, so we can make it 512 by 256. Yeah, that's what will make it. So we need to go back to Krita, and we will make the paddle. Let me change to sitting. Yeah, we will create now, I think, 4 textures, because there are 4 types of blocks, and there will be gradients. And hopefully after this, it will look a lot like the original. Okay. Now, it's we need a new one, and so 512 by 256, right? Yeah, great. Here is our block, and now let's create the first one. Let's make the first one. It's just a gradient. But let's get a bigger image. Let's get a bigger image. Yeah, this image, and let's bring it into Krita. Now we're focusing on the first block. Can't I? No. Let's paste it here. Yeah. So now, how can I make a gradient? Yeah, but I want to change this gradient. Advanced color selector. Okay, this goes from... Okay, these are the two colors. No? What? How can I pick the other color? Okay, this just picks one of the colors. This is just one of the colors. I want both colors. Radial, not radial. Reverse, not reverse. Where does it get the... Like what we want is... Oh, this is down. What we want is... What do we want? So it starts from dark orange to more brighter orange. But how? Create a gradient. Create a gradient. You're not hearing this probably.
I wanted to show you how to use the gradient tool in Krita and other gradient artwork. Our screen is from foreground color. You can see we go from black to white. Oh, I forgot. We said, which is kind of, it'll go in, black and white is fine, but it's a little boring. So we're going to choose our foreground and background color just by clicking on
Yes,
this
that's what
here.
we need.
I'm going to go with a range of reds. So my foreground is going to be a very light red. I'm going to choose kind of a pinky red right here. Okay. And I'm going to click on the background and I'm going to choose a really dark red there. And that way, when I use my gradient, I will get, oh, look.
Okay,
Pink.
this is what we need. This is what we need. Let's pick our colors. So this one is that, and this one, the other end, and this one, the other end. Yeah, now what happened with... Could not access the specified channel or stream key. Please double check your stream key. What happened with... Oh, Twitch failed. Access the specified channel or stream key. Please double check your stream key. Twitch is offline for some reason. Why? We have to bring back Twitch. But it's not going live. This has never happened before. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Let me... Yeah, I'll just disconnect and reconnect from Twitch. It's really weird that that happened. I'll use a stream key. Where are my stream keys? Copy, use stream key. And go live. Guys, you have to bear with me because it's important we have Twitch people as well. Right now I'm trying to revive Twitch. Okay, an email will come. Bear with me. We just have to bring back Twitch and we continue on with making our textures. I just hope we don't have to restart the YouTube stream. I'll just restart OBS. I think we are back. Yeah, I think we're back. Twitch stream started. And YouTube should be back as well. Yeah, I think we're back. And now we will continue. Now we continue on. That was really weird out from Twitch. So if we do it like this, I need a guide back. So how do they do it? They do it as, they also have some bit of shadows. They have bit of shadow, like they have some bit outline. Let's go back to Krita here. I think Krita has styles, layer styles that we can use to make it as close as possible. Drop shadow, inner shadow. No, not inner shadow. Inner glow. Bevel. Not that. Opacity. We could have it like this. Oh, there's a gradient overlay. Yeah, I like bevels. But it should be, but theirs is a bit different. Well, kinda kinda the same. I'll leave it as this. I like it like that. And let's save it to not YouTube streams, but our resources folder. Here, block, and let's export it as orange block and PNG. Our first texture is done. Now let's do the second one. The next one is this one. So our this color, this, and our thing foreground is this. And now we add the gradient, and can we copy the paste, not paste layer, but layer style? Can we copy it? Isn't there a way to create a copy layer style? There should be a way, man. No, not yet. Okay, there isn't a way. There isn't a way. Okay, we can just, it doesn't have that many values. We can just Okay, the size is 9. I think that's it. Opacity. Oh, that's the... what? Layer style. Yeah, opacity 13. And size 9. So layer style and opacity size 9 and opacity 13. Okay, we have our... can't I call them block 1 and 2? What is this color? This is more of a... it's green. It's a dark yellow. Dark yellow. Let's call it a yellow color. Export. Yellow block. Next. Next we need our green block. We need our green block. Background. Foreground. Okay. And we apply the gradient. We add layer style. Size 9. And opacity 13. And we export it. Green block. And we move on to the blue one. I just have to stand up. But why is it not having this camera working? Why is it not having the... yeah, now it's working. Oh, you know what? Maybe connecting, because the cameras are using Wi-Fi, maybe they are making the stream a bit worse. Let's check in settings. Can't I make changes? Let's bring back the old camera. I'm trying to see if I can change the quality of the camera. Advanced. Connect. Yeah. And let's finish our let's finish our textures. Yeah, everything looks fine. Let's finish our texture. Yeah, the blue one is left. The blue one is left. Let's add new layer, hide this. Oh, come on. Okay, let's add our style. And the last texture will be done. Past 13. Okay. Export. Blue block. And now we just have to use the textures. We just have to use the textures. How do we implement them? Let's close this and let's open our block. Let's open our block code, and in the constructor I think we need, so we will remove the red, green and blue variables, and we will use string for the texture or what? And what do we use here? Let me drink some water while we think, because in C++, strings are either, strings are an array of characters with a fixed length, and there is a string class. I'm not sure which one, because the fixed length, I don't know the length beforehand, but I think in the constructor I can use dynamic length, and once I get it to... No, it's gotta be a string. Oh, you know what? We already have this in the shader. The shader took resources like that, I think. Did we? Constructor shader parameters. Vertex path? Yeah. String width fixed size. Vertex path and... string with fixed size. So we need the rules. Where are the rules? Here. Fixed size. Okay. And how did we construct it? Resource path. Okay. Yeah, we can manage. We can, yeah. So here we delete all of these. We set it as... Oh, here we need to enable the extension. texture of type string with fixed size. Why is it not aligning properly? What? This alignment is important because my compiler works. My language is similar with Python where the alignment matters. Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. I'll just leave it. Okay, we have variable texture of texture path is texture path. And here in the constructor, we will need how do we call it in the parameter? How do we call in the parameter? It doesn't matter that much. Image path. I don't want it to be the same. So string with fixed size. How much for yeah, we're 1 hour in. We're 1 hour in. Parameter image path. Okay, so I can so instead of using the red, green and blue, yeah, let's set here, we will just set this to the color of each vertex that we used. We'll just leave it as white color. For the variables, we remove the colors. Yes, and we have the image path. We have the image path. What else? We need, I think we need the image loader. Opacity function. Okay, create program. Let's so we declare our variables for image loading. We copy this code for generating a texture. Generate texture object, but here we are pre-image memory. What? Yeah, I need to see what free image memory does. Free image memory data. Oh, it's for the image loading. The data from loading the image. And what's generate texture object? Yeah, it's the ID of our texture. Yeah, we bind it. Loud image. And what's loud image? load image. Oh, we have a different one for a PNG. We load image. Where do we use data? Oh, here we use data. We set it, the data. If image couldn't load print error, load image data to texture object. What's load image file? Yeah, this is for the image file. Okay, so for load image, we are using here. We will load the. What do we load? We load image path. Let's load texture path, and let's set here set variable texture path with a value image path. No, we don't need that. Yeah, we don't need that. 1 second, let's change it here to texture path. And let's change this variable to texture. This will be just the ID of the OpenGL object. Non-negative whole numbers. It should be number, not numbers. What else? Yeah, so for generating texture object, where is it? Generate texture object. Here, it should be just like our, when we did it for the transformation matrix. Identity matrix. Set variable texture var. Set variable value texture object. And here it will be texture var. So now we will, instead of generating texture object, it will be set variable. We need to restart the extension. And translate code. So we set variable texture. Yeah, we set we create a texture object, we bind it, we set the filter, we load the image from the texture path. If didn't load, print errors, load image data to texture object, and free the image memory. What else do we need? What else do we need? Yeah, we have our texture. Yeah, we go now into rendering. When we render, we bind the texture. Yeah, we need to set the uniform, but we only need to set it once. Yeah, we can set it in our main function. Yeah, we're even doing it. And here we will delete this for now. We will delete this for now. And we will... Yeah, we go in rendering. We need to activate it, bind it. Oh, I love this. Thank you. What's up, Kert? Okay, let's... Yeah, let's activate the texture. So we go inside... Yeah, our main... No, not our main. We go inside the rendering function. We go inside the rendering function, activate shader program. Yeah, we set the uniform. What else? Okay, so we just bind the texture, yeah. We just bind it. Yeah, here. And let's... I think we're done. I think we can just test it now. I think we can just test it. Okay, we cannot just test it. Where is the error? My English code compiles to C++, and when there's a build error, I have my language still can't show them, so I have to look them inside the code itself. I think the error is inside our block header file, but Visual Studio doesn't want me to see it. Visual Studio show all files. It's hiding them for some reason. Show all files project. Okay. Okay. Project. And so let me do it like this. Project. No, I think this is a bit older. But what if I do? No. Search. Block.h. Okay. Show all files. Oh, come on, man. It's ignoring the compiled files. What? Show all files. Okay, finally. Finally. So where's the error? Okay, so texture path. Okay, yeah, the constructor. We need to fix the default constructor. Here. Texture path. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, so I need to... I forgot to delete here where we set the uniforms. Also, bind texture. I forgot to change this. What else? Set color. I need to remove this function. Set color function. It would be just set but yeah, it will be the update texture function. We will need to update the texture. So one error we have left, this one, and here the default constructor. The default constructor we will have... What we'll have for the default constructor? So it just needs texture path. So here it will be the string which will be the default texture. Let's make the orange block. Orange block.png. Oh yeah, we also need to use png. So load image data to texture object, but it's load png image data to texture object, because for pngs the library we're using is different. Different code has to be written if it's png. I think because of the alpha value, because pngs can be transparent. What else? Yeah, only this error is left. Where did we use it before? In shader. In the shader, I think. No, in an older version. Where the past ones? Okay. We're looking for the main CPP and its older version. And here, how did I load images? Textures, I mean. Now I got to make a Spanish compiler that compiles into your English compiler, and that compiles into C++. We can use... now that we can code in plain English, Google Translate is officially a compiler. Where did we... Yeah, I'm searching for... Where's the error? Here, stb loud. Didn't I do it? So here... Yeah, let's bring back the... yeah. So what did I do before? Yeah, we have generate texture and load image. Yeah, texture one. Okay, let's search for Let's search for texture 1. This is not the right one. Texture 1. Why is it not finding it? This is not the right file. For some reason. I'm wondering how I did it before. And where's the issue? Oh. Oh, I see. I see. I see. I get it now. I get it now. I understand what the issue is. It's with this. Where is? Let me open back the header. Okay. So we load the image with the texture path. We have a variable here. Our issue is that before, when I used it, I've used it just as a string, and right now it's a series of characters. Let me check CMake lists and let's search for resource. We're so close to rendering the blocks with a texture, and here we're just struggling with loading resources because when we're debugging the application, it's getting the resources is in one folder, but when it's in production, it's in another folder. And that's why I think this is a macro made here. When we give a path and say resource path, it handles the path when we give a single one. Target compile definitions. But how to use it with a variable? Yeah, it expands to this resource folder. Is the right one? You know what? Isn't there something like to do we have to convert it here, the variable to something? And then we will change the rule. What if we change it to... Yeah, but we have to also... what's stopping us from progressing right now is loading, getting the right path to the resource. And here, for example, if it's like this, tests PNG, it works for sure, because that's how this works. And that's how I've used it so far, and the rule works like this. I just input here a string, but right now it's a series of characters, and it gives me an error. Should it be like this? Or like this? Once we figure out how to use this, pointer to function type. Yeah, let's go back to CMake, CMake list, and let's see. Project name. Let's change into. Let's change the camera. Chat, this is a bit difficult, but we'll find a solution for sure. No matter what. Even if it's just a naive one, we will manage to progress somehow. We can use just the regular path and figure it out later. You know what? We actually did it before. Yeah, we did it before. In the shader. Oh, I see, man. Oh, come on. It was such a... it's such a dumb mistake. We don't need to do it here. This resource path shouldn't be used here. It should be used when we call the constructor. Here, we can just leave it as this. Yeah. Okay, so let's change in our code. So when we load the image, load image, and here we should remove this. Yeah, we should remove it. And now when we go and compile this, we should have removed the errors. And now when we go into... yeah, let's try it now. What is left? This header file is done. No errors. I think the main one, main CPP. Yeah, set color, we removed the function. I need to add this error handling inside my own language. So it was here. And now we translate it. Did it? Oh, we translated the wrong one. This one. What do you want? Oh, it's yeah. Do you want to overwrite? Yes, overwrite. Now we will translate it again. Translate code. Yeah, it's fixed. Now all of them should be orange. What do you want? For some reason, I think the image loading. Oh, yeah. We need to, when we load it in the default constructor, we need to use, when we load in the default, where is the default constructor? Default, yeah. Here we need to use the resource path. Now all of the rectangles should be orange ones. What did I miss? Blockage. Yeah, here it's resource path. Orange block. Is it struggling to... yeah, let's check. I think the function itself, because I'm using a third-party library, and because I'm using third-party library, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. The width, yeah, it's what if it's const? It shouldn't be that the issue. Yeah, there are many errors, but what's the... Is it because of the including of the library? You know what? Let's try to just use it here. This will... I think it's the same error, so it's not the issue here. It's not the issue here. Where's the first error? Okay, already has a body. So, okay, we are including it too many times, I think. Let's leave it that how it was. Let's go back into the main function. Let's remove this image loader. How about now? I think we just included it too many times. Yeah, now it works. And these are blocks. And they have the orange texture by default. Let me zoom in Krita. So this is one block. And this is how they are rendered. Okay, so I could make them more to be not as white. And the way they should be is this. Zoom in. So what we can do is, they're using a square, man. They're using a square, and it took me this amount of time to figure out that they're using a square. I'm blind, man. I'm blind. Let me drink water. Okay, we will make it. We have to change the textures. You know what? Before we do anything with the textures, let's make them into squares. Let's make them into squares. And let's bring back the chat. What did we need? Yeah, here. And let's find the vertices. Here we will make it a square again. This should make it a square. And let's run it again. Oh, we need to compile. We need to compile the block.h. And let's run it. Now they are squares. But something is not right. And I'm not sure what. Is it that different? Okay, we will also, we will remove the spaces between them. I think this was here where we... I think this should be... How much was it? Like 5? I want to remove the spaces between them because the texture now separates them. The texture now separates them. Let's see if this removes the spaces between them. Kinda removed the spaces. Kinda removed the spaces. Yeah, it removed the spaces. Okay, let's just add the colors. Let's just add the colors. I think on the y-axis we can bring them closer. We can bring them closer on the y-axis. By changing what? So this is the x, this is the y. So we... I think this is what we need to change. Yeah, this is what we need to change. But so we're subtracting, lowering them. So let's subtract less. Let's subtract even. Oh, I think we need to compile it. Let's run it. Let's subtract more. Let's do it as 2. Yeah, it moved them. Too far. It was too much. Let's change it to 3. Let's bring back the game. We can... I don't like how some of them are... Like there are different lengths between them. They're different lengths. Now let's change this to 4 and change this to 4. Oh, look at what happened. I need to change this to 5. Oh, I see. I didn't change this as well. To 4. Now like this. Oh, well, yeah. But here... No, it should be... Let's leave it as a 5. And let's finally be done with the textures. Yeah, we leave it like this. And let's change the textures of the other ones. Let's change the textures. And once we don't do that, we'll do a little break. Yeah, we need to add another function to change the texture. Function change set texture with arguments and return type void. So arguments and definition. So for arguments we need texture path, and we need and we also we will update the texture by just doing this again. Yeah. So we set the texture one, we create another texture object, we bind it. We load the texture path and free image memory. And so now for level with texture path, and here we blocks I set texture resource path texture path, and here with texture orange block.png and we no here 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 and we clear this. What? Capital D? Look at what capital D does. What? Okay, so this should be I think the yellow block, and this should be the green block, green, and this should be the blue block. And this should be it. This should be it. Oh, come on. Oh, missing. Oh, yeah. Now it should work. What now? In the header file. Blockage, where? Oh, it's missing the width and height. And where did it get it? Oh, we didn't. I see. We forgot the variables. And this is what we got. This is what we got. And let's compare it to this thing. Let's shrink it down. Kinda. Like we don't have this empty space and we still haven't made the textures for these solid blocks. But kinda. It kinda looks like it. Yeah, I like it. So now I'll be right back. Let me open a notebook, be right back, and let's increase it in less than 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. And back. We're back. Now, everything looks fine. The camera is not the best quality, but we'll work with what we have. Yeah. Everything looks fine. Okay, this is what we have now for our breakout game. I have to change the title at some point. So we have our blocks. Now we will add the paddle. Yeah, we need the paddle. What else? The ball. And maybe the background color. So a background image to add, maybe. But that's not a priority. We need the player paddle right now. We need the player paddle. Should we make a separate class for the player? Yeah, why not? And separate class for the ball. Why not? It's just cleaner that way. And the class could have X and Y value for position, etc. It will. Yeah, I'm just looking at this and I cannot believe I made it. Like, even this was. I didn't expect that I could make something like this. It's just so awesome to look at. Okay. Let's add enough glazing. Let's add the paddle. So where should I look? Yeah, I should. Let's create a class. Let's make player.h.epp, and we can copy from the block one, but where exactly? There's one issue. Yeah, let's just remove it. We are creating class player, and it will have VO, it will have transformation matrix, it will have a texture, but the texture, it will not change. Yeah, but let's keep it there. Yeah, we will set the position for it, but the position changes, I think. No, the position changes from the transformation matrix, right? But yeah, we have set position, etc. Yeah, but when we say move to the left, we will need a new transformation matrix. Yeah. We need to keep but are they float variables, X and Y? Yeah, they're float value. Okay, let's add a variable. Let's add variable X of type float. How much hours are we in? Almost 2 hours. And if so, 3 more hours. Maybe we can add collisions as well. So we have x and y. And here in the constructor, we give it an x and y. And we don't need a texture path. It will be the default one, I think. Or let's keep it like this. And in the constructor, in the default constructor, we can just say here player paddle. This will solve it. And so we get an x and y. I'll set it as values, and I will set a variable x. No. Set variable x to a value x value, and the same for the y. Next, yeah, we set the texture, except we need to change the vertices. We need to change vertices. We want player vertices. We want player. We can. Let's. The player vertices, it should be half the height. So here we make but so from it becomes 50 height. And paddle vertices, and let's paddle vertices. We can even just set it here. I like this. We have so this constructor should be able to render the paddle. What else? We need, we do not need to set the texture. We can leave the set position thing. Render function. It uses the texture. Yeah, it's quite similar. Let's go back to our main function, and in there, in our main function, we need to include the player. We need to include the player, and we need to create it. Create class. constructor for class, default constructor, activate shader program, get shader. Let's just create player. At position X, Y. So we will have player at that uses, yeah, but it needs no, we can just have it as we can have it as yeah, we need to sit down. The thing I like the most about coding in English right now and learning OpenGL from scratch is that I have the motivation to switch to C++. Like at some point, the more this is a really good indicator that you're learning. The more you want to switch from coding in English, the more you want to stop using this language, the more the more ready you are to actually the bigger of indication it is that you have learned quite a bit. So we create a player and let's create here we need to restart extension. Create why is it create didn't I call it player? Let's check if that compiled. It compiled. So for some reason my auto completion is not working. We create the player. Render. Render with shader. It should be where do we call this? Yeah. So we need to render it, render the player. So render call function render with arguments shader. No, it's call function but it's it's actually so call render function of variable. The variable is player with arguments shader program. Now let's run it and to see if we have the panel working. Build failed. Where's the issue? In main CPP maybe? Player. Yeah, what's the issue? What's the issue, man? I'm struggling to figure out the issue currently. We've included it. We've included the player. Let's check its header. Not this header. This header. Oh. Oh, come on, man. I forgot to change here the default constructor for class player and here for the player class. I forgot. And now what's the issue now? It looks alright. It's still the same problem. Expression must have. Oh yeah, I'm calling its function render. It has a render function, right? It should have a render function. Yeah, it has one, and it's public. So what's the issue? What's the issue, man? Let's just open C++ create class. We created my class, my object. Okay, I see. We can do this. Okay, this is one issue I'm seeing with English Plus, is that when you are ignoring the syntax, not knowing the language underneath. We are learning really well OpenGL, but we're not learning C++. Yeah, we're not learning. So maybe it would have been better to first focus on C++ and then focus. Yeah, but when you know C++, you don't need English plus. Yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum. Let's find player, and here we delete this. And let's start it. And here, oh, why did everything? This is our paddle. It's quite small. Oh, we can make it larger and we can make it larger and longer. We can make it larger and longer. So when we create it in the player, when we create it, here we scale it down. Let's scale it down by only this much, and let's vertices, and let's paddle vertices. Let's make it longer. So here let's change it to 7. And in here let's compile and let's test again. And here's our paddle. It's not transparent. It's not what? It should be. Is it adding some kind of color? It's a PNG, right? Bring back chat. Let's paste. What's wrong with this? Here is it. It's not oh, when we download it. When we press download. Where is it? Here is it. Revealing File Explorer. I think it's all right, man. I think it's all right. Let's... Why did it add it underneath everything? Here is the paddle. Okay, so it's... I'm not rendering it properly. It shouldn't have those edges. It shouldn't have those edges. So what do I have to change? Let's check a few things. Let's check the fragment shader. Vertex. We need a fragment shader. Yeah, here I'm just using texture one, and the coordinates of the texture. Okay, let's go to the player. And when we set the texture, we're using texture path. Allowed image. Oh. Allowed image. Yeah, we're doing it right. PNG. Here is it for PNG. Let me open the past version. Let me open the past version where I had texture with a PNG. So the second texture, I think, is a PNG. So we do the similar things. We generate the texture object, we bind it, we set a filter, we load the image, if image couldn't load, then load PNG image and free image memory. That's what we did. Then what else? Create an element buffer object. Not this. Yeah, we activate bind, activate the texture. Yeah, we're doing everything. We can check one more thing. We can check the fragment shader, but I think it was just a mix of textures. It was just a mix of textures. Yeah. So what's the issue? The PNG is not oh, maybe it is actually transparent if we have a texture underneath, but the mesh itself should be. Yeah, let's search up OpenGL PNG texture not transparent. I think we should have to do something with the mesh. Have you tried to do a gel clear with the color of a no before drawing? Yes, you sprites in the news. So how does he load it? He enables or disables some things. Is he using C++? Doesn't matter. Drawing code, begin. Texture coordinates, vertex, texture coordinate, vertex. Yeah, what we did. Okay, this is just the VBO logic. Oh, when we draw it. No. Yeah, he has the same issue as me. Yeah, texture and coordinates. We do the same thing. Oh, he is making a change. So if the texture color alpha is less than this, discard else. Oh, so we should tell the fragment shader to, okay. So the issue here is that every vertex should have a color, and the fragment shader tells OpenGL what color to show, and the fragment shader is getting from the only way our rectangle is taking color is through our texture. But in our texture here, there should be nothing. And instead of nothing, it just renders something by default. The default is to render something, and we have to manually tell it to ignore them if the alpha is below some threshold. So we can do a vec 4, I think. What did he do? Yeah, vec 4. We can define it inside this? What? I didn't know. So vec 4 text color equals this, and we paste it. If text color alpha, so this is the last value. If the last value is less than 0.1, we discard. Else, we use the texture color. And now let's try it. Oh, why is it still not working? We need to stand up. Stand up. Oh, you know what? I know what I can try. I will do an experiment. But let's open be right back. I'll be right back. I'm back. I know what we can experiment with. We can... Let's open back the fragment shader. And let's make it the opposite. Let's make it the opposite. And let's render it. Nothing renders. But look, this was very important experiment because not only did nothing render, but where it should have been empty also didn't render. So the alpha value of here, this alpha value is not 0. This alpha value is not 0. So the fragment shader doesn't know that this should be empty. The fragment shader doesn't know that. So maybe when we loaded the image was the issue. Let's try 50%. And let's try again. Yeah. The alpha there is 100% for sure. The alpha there is... and we probably don't even need all of this. We probably don't even need it. Let's open resources and let's... So it is a PNG. It is a PNG and we can open it. Everywhere where I open it, it's properly loaded. So every program knows that the alpha there is 0. Only my fragment shader doesn't know it. So the only thing I can reach as a conclusion is that we're not loading it with the header properly. Yeah, let's go to... Let's check the documentation PNG. They also have RGBA here, and I don't have it there. RGBA. In player, translate code. Let's see if one character was the issue. Oh my god. A single character was the issue. Now the issue is that it's a bit blocky here, but we can change it. Oh my god, a single character. Like... set filter. we want to make it blurry. And let's load it. It's not making it blurry. What? Did I compile? Didn't it compile? When stretching the texture, when squishing the texture, it's still this. Why is it like that? If I include it from here, it's better. Look at how it should be. And look at how it is. Like, this is great for pixel art, but not for what we are looking. And I think I'm doing it like I should be, but player h, the header file. Yeah, we set it to it's not doing it. Linear and nearest. What? Why didn't it compile? Set filter. Yeah, for when squishing texture, and make it blurry. And let's check player H. Yeah, we have the filters to use the linear. Yeah, now it's better. I think now it's a lot better. Oh my god, man, we're making a game. Now it should be. Yeah, look at the difference. It's not that much of a difference, but it's better. Before it was more like this. Like this. And now it's more. And now it's like this. It's a lot better. Because it's using, because before it was more for, yeah, there is a really simple way to show it in getting started and textures. Here we used nearest, which is for more pixelated, and linear, which makes it blurry, and for our case linear fits better. That's what we did right now. So now let's move this paddle to be at the center of the screen. Let's move it to be center of the screen. inside the main function, we want to call the we call function of variable. We call the set position a variable player with arguments. So for the x-axis we're not moving, but on the y-axis we want it to be minus, let's try 0.5. And this is what we got. Okay, we need to move it more. Is it scaled down? It should be fine. Let's check in practice to the game levels. Now collision. The size as width should be 2 blocks. And mine is 1 block size width. I should make it 2 block size. Let's change the... Let's go to the vertices for the paddle. And let's make it... we'll make it as big as we can. No. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. And let's compile this. Yeah, now it's longer. I think now it's fine. Yeah, now it's fine. But we need to move it down. We need to move it. We need... Yeah, now it's longer. We need to move it... and now let's start it again. We moved it a bit down. Now it's too much. We need to... move it upwards, its width, which is 25. So here should be 0, and here it should be 75. I think it should be that. No, I was wrong. Okay, so why not 975? Yeah, it's perfect now. Oh, because it's scaled down. That's why. Yeah, it's scaled down. That's why it's a bit different. I wanted to have some space below to not be so close to this. So maybe Here 5 0. Yeah, this should be perfect now. Yeah, I like it like this. Now we have the paddle. Let's make it move around. Let's make it move around, but first let me move down. This is what we have right now. It looks so awesome, man. And it's from scratch, using OpenGL with coding in English, man. What? Let me drink water. Man, I cannot believe it. Okay. Let me get ready. And let's check here. Everything is working fine. This always hides. Man, this is so awesome, man. Look at it. Now let's have movement. Let's have movement. I'm just looking at it and cannot believe I made it. It's like climbing a mountain and looking from the top. And you're just speechless. Okay. Enough glazing. Let's add movement left to right. We need to let's add a git commit. Let's add a commit. Git status. Let's ignore git ignore. Where is it? Git ignore, and let's ignore what do we need now? Git status. We also need to ignore this. So a new file is the header, and we've okay, git add, and we will call it added blocks have textures add paddle and push. Right. Now let's move the movement. Let's do the movement. Let's look at how it was with the opacity. Okay, if so here, if key is pressed, and we want the H key. And we want the L key for left and right, because I'm using touch typing. Oh, we need J key. So we need replace it with H, L, H, L. Okay, we have the keys. Now the actions. The actions are, so here I decreased the opacity. We will call, okay, we will create the player. Let's create the player outside, so we have access to it, and see if it compiles like this. Does it compile? No. Oh, because the if statements are not complete. Yeah, the if statements are not complete. Okay. We need to create a function inside the player for moving to the left and moving to the right, or just movement. Let's just call it function move to left. Let's just call it that. No arguments. No arguments. Return type void. So definition just. So we want to here where we set the position, we want to update. We need to track our X and Y. We need to track our X and Y. And here it's X value and Y value. And so here we can almost 3 hours have passed. I hope we can add collision. Movement's gonna be a bit hard. So when moving to the left, we will set. We're just changing the X value. Set variable. No. Set variable name. So it should be. We're setting the X to be X plus. So minus to the left is minus, and let's do 0.020. Let's 1. 0.1. And for moving to the right, we do let me okay, we need to update the position as well. Here it's plus, and we also need to call function name. We need to call set position with arguments x and y. That's it. And so now we want here action. We want to we need to call function, but of a variable. It's a class, but we call move to the left with arguments, no arguments. And here move to the right. I hope this works. Man, we're adding movement. Let's see if this works. What? No. Where's the issue? Main CPP. It's not compiling. It struggles to compile for some reason. Oh, here. Oh, I see. Because there's a mistake. Now it should work. Player texture. We tried. Oh, okay. We're trying to, because here we're creating the player too early on. Let's see what will happen if we create the player here. Let's see what will happen if we do it there. Now probably the function doesn't know the player. So what now? Maybe if I make the player single instance. I don't want to have to give here as arguments the player. I can do it because I will only move the player. It's not that big of an issue. I don't need these vertices. I can delete them. Not sure how to do this. The issue is that when I set the player to be global, I have access to it, but the player itself binds stuff. The player itself talks with OpenGL, but OpenGL is still not initialized. Come on, man. Can I do this? Probably not. How to tackle this? I don't have access to the player instance. Let's just give it as argument. We can give it as argument. How do we define it? Yeah, here I can say that I want player and here call function with arguments window and player. Yeah, I'll just give the player as argument. And how do they do this? Here a reference. Let's do parameter player of type player. And here we will give arguments window call function. I also I need here call function. Here I need arguments to be separated by commas. So we need the window and the player. No, I can just with arguments window player. This should work. Okay, it loads. Let's press the buttons, man. I'm scared to press them. Nothing happens. Oh, come on. Oh, I think I know why. Let's quickly do... No. Let's quickly do this. It works. It had to be referenced because it makes a copy. Okay, we'll do a couple of things. We're passing the player of type this, and inside our player here it was too fast. Let's make it 0, 1, and let's start it, and now it should work. Yo! Yo! It's moving! Yo! Look at it! It's moving! What? Dude! It's moving! Look at it, man. It's moving. Man, this is so awesome. It's an actual game. Now I need to add the ball. You know what? I want to check. Man, it's just so awesome. It's actually moving. What? I want to. I want to see I want to do an experiment. In the fragment shader, I want to remove. I want to bring it back how the way it was. And let's see if it's the same. No. Yo. So we did good here. So this was the right thing to do. That's actually needed for transparency. I'm surprised. So both things were wrong. Both the vertices struggled to work with no alpha, and both the image struggled to read that there's no alpha. Dude, it's moving. Look at it. Yo. And it took a few hours. And we just need the ball. Look, so like this. And then drops. Like this. This and that. How will we do it? We need collision. So first we will let's first create the ball and let's put it to be here where the our paddle is. But when we move the player, it should move the ball as well. It should move the ball as well. Like the ball. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Once I stand up. Twitch, hello, hello. Look at my game. Look at my game. I just finished the movement of the paddle. It's so awesome, man. And it's using OpenGL, and it's coded in English with my English as a programming language that breakout in WebGL over the weekend. Nice. Can you tell me about WebGL? Like what it is? And I'll also be right back. I'll look at the chat when I come back. I'll be right back in 1 second. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. So web graphics library similar to OpenGL but for web. I don't know much either. I just looked into it yesterday. But what do you use to code with it? Because I'm using for OpenGL C++. Do you need JavaScript for WebGL? Let me fix the microphone. Yeah, it's working. I think you can use C++ in WebAssembly. Okay, nice. So now I need to add the ball. We need to add the ball, but what I'm struggling to figure out how I should tackle it is the way they decided to do it, like in the tutorial, is that look at how the ball follows the paddle. They are linked together, and then when we let go of the ball, it's on its own. That's what I'm want to decide how to tackle. I can start just by creating first the ball and to set it free like that. Then I will decide how to link them together at the start. I'll do it one thing at a time. Let me set on the microphone. Okay. Like I recently did this and I'm still just looking at it and I cannot move forward just because I can stop looking at it because it was so much work to just make this work. It's so cool. And it moves outside of the screen. Maybe I should limit it to stop right here. But it's not a priority right now. We can focus on creating the ball. We can focus creating the ball. So we will make ball header file. And let's for now copy what we have for the player. And let's go to the ball. Paste. What's the issue here? Oh, it's I have to rename it. Ball H EPP. Now, and I should remove yeah, okay. So now let's change the class name to be ball. Let's change default constructor to be ball. And they're using for texture a smiley face. Should I use smiley face as well? Let's use smiley face. So do I have it here? Let's check out the resources folder. Resource folder, yeah, texture 2. I will just rename it to ball PNG. And let's use it inside the class. So we create a class, default constructor for ball, and here constructor for ball. And here instead of the paddle, we will use ball PNG. So when we create it, it also has X and Y value. It has parameter for texture. Yes. Declare variables. Filters are right. Yo, why it's like that? Some kind of auto formatting. I'll rename it and create a new one. And copy from the... it auto formatted and changed some things, Visual Studio. I didn't notice earlier. But the start of it was all right. Let's copy up to here. Yeah. And let's paste, and that's it. So now we have constructors, we have function, we have render function, we have the set position. We don't need move to the left or right. We also need to change the vertices. So where are the vertices? Here. Path of vertices. So we need to check out the rules, and so we will use we need to use a rectangle, square. We need to use a square. Yeah, let's use these vertices. Which one did we use for the blocks? Because they are squares as well. Yeah, vertices with color values, etc. Let's just copy those. The ball will be a square, but when we display the texture, the transparency will hide the edges. So this, we delete this. And now inside our main function, we need to create... we need to generalize this. Like here, we are just create class name. No, it's not create, it's initialize. Initialize class name with as a variable name, and we can just variable name class name, and here we can just init class. Why is it not autofilling? Let's restart the extension, compile, use the rules. So once again, init class. Here we initialized the player classes name player, and now we need to initialize the ball. Init class the ball And we also need to include it. And we need to render it. We need to render it. Call the render function of the ball object. And that should be it. We can run it. We can run it. We can run it. And here, here is the ball. It's quite big. We can scale it down. We can scale it down. We can scale it down. This is fine. Okay, let's scale it down. Inside our ball, where we scale it, let's do it like this. And let's leave it as that, and we will make it move around. We will make it move around. It's still too big. It's still too big. Set what? I think this you are making an ad for something. I would have to time you out. Yeah, I timed you out. Okay. Yeah, let's make the ball smaller. Let's make the ball smaller. Let's make it about... Oh no, I think... yeah, like this. And let's start it. Oh, it made it bigger. Let's do like this. And let's try again. Let's start the game. Let's leave it like that, or a bit smaller. Because if we look at this, yeah, it's smaller. Yeah, it's smaller. It's smaller, like 50. Start it. Uh, 70 final. Okay, let's think about how to make the the ball move around. Yeah, it's perfect like that. How to make it move around? We can make it just but it needs how do they do it? Like oh, it starts a bit to the right. Yeah, let's make it start a bit to the right. Maybe they do it randomly, either bit to the left or bit to the right. Let's just do it bit to the right. So when when the ball is initialized, we will make it initially move in one direction. Okay, so it will have a direction to where it's constantly moving. So every time when it renders, before it renders, it will move in that direction. Yeah. So we need to set a direction. Usually, we can set directions with a vector. We can set direction with a vector. So, but when the ball reaches here, it should change the direction. It should change the direction in the opposite. So instead of, okay, let's, so here we will need to work with vectors. Let's open the whiteboard. Let's open the whiteboard. When the ball reaches like this, let me make it red and make it bigger. And let me, I need this thing. I also need to change to down. We need to see, we just need a direction. We need a direction to where the ball is going, and we need a direction, and we need, when we reach outside of the width and height, when we're outside, to change the direction in the opposite. So when we, yeah, I set up correctly. So when we reach so if the ball, so our directions are like this. If the ball hits here, we need the direction to be like this. If the ball hits like this, we need it to bounce back. That's all we need of the ball. And how do we do this? I'm not sure. And it's just a direction. It's just a direction. So what we have, right, is, and it's probably a vector with size, with length 1, a unit vector, just the direction. So it's, so the direction is like this, and then it, when we hit upwards, it moves like this. When it's no, it's instead of up, it goes, it changes like that if it's the same origin. And here it's still going like this, but now it changes to this when it hits up from this direction. If it hits from that direction, it becomes like this. It becomes like that. So it goes like that, and here it goes like that. It's with it, so from up it goes to down, but in the same direction. And here, when it hits the right side, it goes from right to left. And if it hits this side, it goes like that. But it can also come from here and move like this. So it's so we're always I still can't figure it out, but I know that they have a lecture on on transformations, I think, vectors. So we add them together. We can subtract. We have the length. We have a dot product and cross product. Let me open my notes. Inside my notes, I have where was it? So for vectors dot product, we can quickly check if angle between two unit vectors is 90 or 0. We don't care about that. We can check what the angle is. Cross product only defined in 3D space. No, we don't need it. You know what? Let's make it move. Let's just make the ball move, and let's make it move in this direction. Let's just make it move to be constantly moving. Let's just make it constantly moving. Let's make it constantly moving. We're low on time. That's what's worrying me. And I wanted to finish today. Let's have here in variables we copy x and y and we set x x direction and y direction, and by default we will have them as by default they will be like so they're like, oh come on, what? By default it's like here 0 0, and we want kinda in this direction, so, and here is 1 and here is 1, so we want less on the x and more on the y. So let's make it on the x direction, let's make it 0.5 and here 0.7. Let's make this actually a 4. The issue I'm seeing is that it's probably not a unit vector, and also I should probably use a vector from the math OpenGL library, but let's do it like this for now. And when we have to change it to x direction and y. I'm back. Let's I forgot. Yeah, it's we're working with the direction. Yeah, we set it. Yeah, test. We have this. No music is working. Yeah. Let's okay, we have the direction. Now we want, when we render it, we want to move it call function set position, and with arguments x direction and y direction. I hope this works. Let's start it. Did it become bigger? And why is it not moving? Did it render? Yeah, we have the x and y direction, and when rendering, we're calling set position. Oh, it's working, but it should be x plus this and y plus this. Now it should work. It worked too well. The ball just went flying. We need to make it the change a lot smaller. So the direction will be, where's the ball? Let's just add zeros here. Oh, it's still fast. It's still too fast. And here it is up, it flew away. Let's add collisions. It's working, let's add collisions. Okay, inside the movement. Inside, we will do it inside set position. Maybe inside set position. Maybe inside set position. What are we looking for? We're looking for if we're outside of the bounds. So this new position. If this new position is if the, for example, y value is higher than the height. What's the height actually? Where do we set the height? Oh, in the rules. Create window. Yeah, so I will hard code them. The height is 900. So in our bow, if or we can make the check in separate function. No, we can do it here in the set position. If every frame we change the position, if in the next frame we're colliding with the wall, change the direction. So what does it mean to collide? That means that our x is higher than 1200 or less than 0, but that's in it's for us it's between -1 and 1. Yeah, for us it's that. So if our x value is higher than 1, we've collided with the wall. If our y is also higher than 1, we've collided. So we can do an if. So if the new x value is if the x value is but what if both values are outside of the bounds? Maybe we should stop it here before moving on to collisions, because we also want yeah, I think this is good place to stop, because from here on out it's collisions. From here on out it's collisions, and let's make it slower, the direction. Let's make it slower. Let's make it slower, just so I have enough time to move it. And this is what we... Oh, come on. The bow is too big. Scale matrix. It's still too big. Let's... Oh, you know what? Oh, I see. We are not. I think when we change. Oh, we're not updating it here. This is what we have right now. This is it. We will end it here. We'll end it here for sure. Let me spawn the ball. Let me spawn it. At minus 1. Let's start it. And this is what we have right now. This is it. And we can move around. That's what we have. And we need to add collisions, and we're almost done with the game. We need to add collisions. We need just collisions. Now start again. Oh, come on. We need to add collisions, but we can move around. We have textures working. We have transparency of the PNGs. We have a ball moving around. We just need to figure out when the ball collides, what direction it should take. And also when it collides with a block, to delete the block, and to also once again change the direction of the ball. And to maybe add all the other blocks that don't disappear, and to change up the level a bit, and maybe add a background. So maybe one last stream and we're done. Maybe one last stream. Let me see it again because it was so much work. Oh, come on. Here it is. It was so much work, man. I'll leave it at that. We just need to add collisions. Maybe text rendering as well, but we don't need to add text rendering. It's not a priority. And I'll leave it at that. So thank you for watching. Maybe in the next stream we can finish it. Maybe in the next stream. So thank you for watching.